Hello friends! So today we're going to be doing a video art lesson on how to make a collage. This is a magazine collage. It's based on yourself. It is kind of like a self-portrait, but you get to do it however you want. You can put whatever you think represents you, your culture, your background. Make sure to remember you can use these letters, these numbers, and I'm gonna give y'all a little step-by-step on how I did mine whenever I taught this lesson in an elementary school. So that way y'all have kind of like a basis on how I did mine, and I'll make another one too. Okay, so getting started with the materials, first of all, you're gonna need plenty of magazines. Self-explanatory. What I'm going to be using for the background is going to be cardstock. I've got a pile of cardstock, multicolored. This is what works for me, but you can use whatever works. When I first did this lesson, we actually just used like cut up pieces of poster paper. Anything works really. So aside from that, you're going to also need scissors, glue sticks preferably. Liquid glue gets a bit messy. Sharpies, and if you want to add any additional materials, you can go ahead and add things like stickers or any other fun colored markers or anything like that. Alrighty guys, so here's everything you're going to need for this project. Here's the materials, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is have my sister come and join me, and y'all can see how we make our collages. The first step is to have the students grab a sheet of cardstock to be their background. Students should choose a color that will contrast the overall composition. Next is to jump right into looking and finding. Students will flip through the magazines, either looking for something specific or looking to find inspiration within the pages. One of the best aspects of this personalized collage activity is that there are minimal restrictions to the project. Students have the creative freedom to express themselves in whatever way they feel, and can choose to represent whatever is most meaningful to them, their accomplishments, aspirations, even their cultural background. Although this activity is intuitive for most, some students may have trouble coming up with ideas or simply don't know what to add to their collage. I found that the best way to help them out is by asking them questions about themselves. My go-to is usually, what are your favorites? Favorite color, animal, sport, etc. This helps the students start thinking about their interests, and it gives them a subject to search for in the magazines. Something I noticed while teaching this activity is that the students were learning about each other. This activity gave the students something to talk about, encouraging positive social interactions amongst them. At this point in the video, my sister and I began finishing up our collages, layering and gluing everything down to create the final piece. Alrighty guys, so this is the final result. Here are mine and my sister's. As you can see, my original and my secondary version are very different. I got a lot of like inspiration from the elementary students that I taught the first time I did this project, and I found some ways that worked better to do it around the second time. So this first time we used, like I said, it was kind of like a poster paper, but it's a little thin. This time I used cardstock, a lot sturdier. It held onto the glue better. That worked out. And so I noticed a lot of the kids were doing like layers, and that's actually the better way to do it. And so I didn't do a lot of that the first time. I did kind of just a little bit of arrangement, but I tried to do a little more of that this time. You can see I put some things one on top of the other, added some stickers, my name, things about me, things that I like. This was a good SEL project, things for social and emotional learning, for the kids to get to talk about themselves, get to express or represent whatever they wanted to. My sister here, she put her name, a dog, she loves dogs, nice landscapes, PS5. This dog looks like it's playing the guitar, it's pretty funny. Sticker and Sharpie. And so, yeah, very different from my first version. This one, I actually didn't add any Sharpie, but I did do the sticker. I tried to leave minimal blank space. And, well, I think it turned out even better. And I know that the kids, when I taught this lesson, they really enjoyed it. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Okay. We both did this activity together in definitely less than an hour. It's a good activity to do in class. I did it in a 50-minute class period. We did, me and another student teacher. We taught the lesson, and at the end of the day, cleanup was very easy. All you do is really just slide the scraps into a bin, bag, trash, whatever, right? Cleanup is extremely easy. It's a great activity, you know, keeps the kids busy, and they really enjoyed it. So I hope y'all liked the lesson. This was my first time doing a video lesson, but hopefully I'll do more.